Hey, turd.
Hey, what's up, you rainbow farting cult queen?
What the fuck are you doing, asshole? I don't want to talk to you.
I'm waiting for this fucking truck to finish getting unloaded.
Oh, well, fuck that too.
Yeah, exactly. Hi, Dina. Hi, Jenny. Thanks for being a fan.
What'd you think of all the shit you've already been aware of because you've not gotten closer?
Oh, Jesus. It's one of those things, it's like, you think it's bad the first time you hear it, and it won't be as bad the second time, but then you hear it again, and you're like, son of a bitch, it's just as bad.
And I don't know if you know about the documentary, but I'm sure because you know me a little more, you can understand how, like, after seeing that, it's just like ripping open the fucking wound again and pouring salt into it all over again. And how many people just remember, I'm the one giving wrong and medical advice to people. I'm the one fucking that up, and none of them are going to correct this. None of them are going to take the time to do it. It makes me
Oh,
so mad.
you know they won't. They'll just try to deflect it some more. By the way, Connor, my camera's not foggy. I don't show my face anymore since that bullshit happened, so.
I know, and I don't blame you because people are fucking crazy.
Hi, John. I'm okay.
What's up, John?
But yeah, the shits, it's like, none of them are going to own up and be like, well, fuck, I was wrong. They're just going to deflect some more and they try to invent some more shit. So like, well, that's not what she was saying. This has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. They always deflect into another crazy conspiracy theory. Every fucking time. Every time. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm just so mad. Dee was one of the people that was like, he was somewhat around when my family was doing that shit on lolcow and was breaking down. It was just, that was hard. That was hard. Hearing my mom say these horrible things about me. A lot of them aren't even true, and just stuff like my daughter makes me nauseous when she walks in. Like, Dee, you've got, like, I know you're a parent. Who talks about their kids that way, especially a kid who's like I'm a clean person. I'm not this awful, horrible person that these other people in the family are. Like,
Right.
who does that with their child?
Right. No, I'm 28, okay? I'm not too far behind you. And, as many things as I've seen in this world, nothing still fucks me up more than watching a parent screw their child like that, because maybe just because I'm wired a little differently or wired normally, I don't know how you'd view it, but I can't see doing that. I don't understand the kind of process you have to go through to be willing to do that to a child, especially your own child. I don't get it. I can't understand. And like, I understand there are people who have fucked up pasts and it still affects them. I get that. I can understand that. But if it happened to you, why would you want to project that onto somebody else?
And like, Dee, let me also clarify something. In this situation, my mother came from good people. It's not like she was an addict or an alcoholic, or she was, really sick, or like we came from a bad part of town. We came from good upper class people. Like good, moral, upstanding fucking Catholic wasps. That's what I came from. We came from good people. She chose this. She just fucking made the choice. And can you imagine if I don't want to put your situation out there or say anything, but I just want to say, like, can you imagine, let's say you had a partner, you have a kid, you get divorced. Can you imagine going and finding a white trash bully to have your daughter around and then bully your daughter? Can you imagine doing that shit to your kid?
Well, I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to put it this way. That's what my ex-wife would have been.
Oh, God.
Now, understand, I don't mind putting a little bit of this out there because most people know about it. I'll freely talk about what happened. My ex-wife came from a bad situation. She didn't come from good family. Her family was fucked up. Her mother didn't, like, basically she lived off the system. She never got out of bed. She was on drugs and everything. And she had her kid do a lot of stuff. Now, the person that I knew is not the actual person that I ended up marrying. And I slowly was watching her become a copy of her mother. The way she treated other people, the way she manipulated people into feeling sorry for her, like everything was her, like everything, she was always the victim, and people should feel sorry for her. And it took me years to realize it. I mean, it fucked me up mentally. But even as badly as it fucked me up, I still could not see projecting that onto my little girl.
That's right. It's just, and that's the thing, at least your former partner had issues and shit, right? It's just, who would choose to to do that to their kids, to put their kids around it. Could you imagine if your kid was going through illness shit like me, and then just like being like, yeah, I'm not gonna fucking help you. People get sick all the time. Deal with it.
See, I can't understand. Fuck, my daughter broke her leg once, and I about shit my pants.
Are you still there? You're breaking up, hun.
Oh, sorry, my signal's bad. I said my daughter broke her leg one time, as kids will do when they play, and I about shit my pants. I thought it was the end of the fucking world. If I suddenly found out that she had some kind of chronic illness, you better believe I'd be calling every specialist in the fucking country.
Would you be trying to get her in a mental hospital when she has no history of mental illness? Would you do
No,
that?
if she needed help from a psychiatrist, that would be one thing, but if there's no reason for them to go there, then why?
Thank you. And it's funny because I think when anybody hears back my story, wouldn't it be obvious if I get a little anxiety from time to time? Why? Like,
well, hell, you probably didn't have mental problems before this, but after people keep fucking you over, yeah, shit happens.
and that's exactly what it was. That's when it was later when I went to my doc, and I'm like, so, and my doc knows about, the online stuff. She's aware. And I talked to her about it, and she said, we're going to get you diagnosed because this is what you are right now. When you are better, we will take you off of it. And then she knows I don't like meds. So we talked about, like natural stuff I can do. And that's what I've been doing, and it's been working. And really removing myself, as you've seen, removing myself from the toxicity has been a fucking game changer for me just feeling better, Like,
right.
Fuck.
And that's the insanity. Yeah, and I've been here. I've probably followed you since you just hit about 1,000 fans. Because somebody shared your shit on Facebook when you were talking about Onion. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Let me go find out. And I'm like, I like this person. I'm going to follow her more often. She's funny as hell.
Yay.
And I just, we ended up chatting more and all this shit. And I slowly watched it devolve. And I'm like, what the hell is happening here? Like, I always knew, YouTube's always been kind of a fucked up community as it is. It was no surprise to me to watch people turn on you, but it was the sheer amount that it turned on you. And I'm like, I don't understand, because I thought, okay, we all know there's idiots out there. We all know there are people who are not going to do the research, who are not going to bother to find out the truth. They're just going to report it, get the views, get their money, and move on. But I didn't realize the actual amount that it would end up being.
And the worst part is it didn't stop. If you remember, it just kept growing and growing and growing. And for no reason. For no fucking... Why? Because Rose Hall lied? Because Based Mama decided that I was getting more attention than her?
And that's where, don't get me wrong, yeah, when you were doing the Onion stuff, shit, people were talking oh, he's just a YouTuber, who cares? And it's like, you were getting shit about it, but it was kind of the norm, what I would consider kind of the normal level of bullshit. But the minute that you mentioned Daddy-O-5, Base Mama, and Rose, and shit, and trying to put, what happened out there, suddenly you're, you were the devil when you were against Daddy-O-5, and then you were the devil when you were trying to prove that Rose was shit, too.
And that's the worst thing. I never wanted to prove, if you remember, I never wanted to come out against Rose. When I started to make the decision was when, if you remember, she did that interview just lying out of her teeth about me. Just
right.
Lying with Melinda, that horrible fucking interview. And then she blamed it on Chambers, which we all know is horse shit. Just lies and lies and lies. It's incredible. I got a crash.
Old stories. That's all I've ever really done. But before all the shit happened, I was out, my face was out there. People knew, you could see me, there I was. After the shit went down, I had to shut down my channel, which was no big deal. It's not like I had, 60,000 followers. Fuck, I don't think I had 100 followers. But I thought to myself, do I really want to get back into that? And the only reason I came back is because I knew nobody knew me. I could come back behind, what I am now, a face of anonymity with, I've got a character now that I use instead of my real face. And it works for me. For you, you don't really have that option now because people know who you are. I mean, they know you could have a character like I do. They're still going to know who you are. Your shit is out there at this point. They fucked up an option for you. They fucked up so much shit that you can't, you could come back. I'm not saying you can't, but the toxicity of it would be unhealthy for any person.
Thank you. That's absolutely right. And I want to say, too, if people don't know, guys, D Wolf and I used to stream on YouNow. That's where we met. If I remember, you're one of my first streamers on here.
Yep.
I think Chris was the first, but you were one of the first. And, guys, when everybody was trying to get me off YouTube, including what was his name? Oh, my God. That negative. Ron. Stay negative. Yeah, Negs. When he was trying to get me off YouTube, he streamed with me one day, and he streamed with me on his phone, like while he was driving, but he had everything set up so it was hands-free, and he came on, and they tried to get him fired. That's another one they tried to get fired. That's what he's referring to.
Yeah.
Stuff.
And first, let me get. I know there's some people who might be here who are concerned. Understand, when she says hands-free, my entire system is set up. I use voice commands to activate everything on my phone. I could literally say, pull up YouNow, and it'll do it. Okay? So, everything, even back then, everything I did was hands-free. And all it was me on there talking to her. It was like a phone call with any other person. That was the equivalent to it. And they have to understand, this is not, it's not like that's not normal for a driver, okay? We, as drivers, I don't know how many people who actually know anything about what truck drivers do. Our phones, it's become to an age now where our phones are required for us to drive. Like how it used to be, you had to have a CB to drive. Now you have to have a phone because you get your orders on there. You have to talk to dispatchers. You're on that phone constantly. That's why you can always spot a truck driver because they got those real nice fucking like Bluetooths and stuff on. And there's not just that. There's a computer system set up in my truck. There's shit around me all the time. It's normal what we have to go through. So to me, it was just another phone call with somebody that I wanted to talk to.
Yep. That's it. And they try to get you fired, among other people around me.
Among other things. Not to mention the other types of accusations that came out that could have lost me my daughter.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and Dina, I called Negs out recently. He's still hawking merch to make fun of it. He has lied repeatedly, and he has said that...
said the fibromyalgia shirt isn't about you?
Yes. Thank you. It wasn't about me when we saw the videos where he said, this was created because of me. This is about me. Yeah. About people who are faking your illness. What a piece of shit. Absolutely.
Love you too, Hales. Anyway, I've got to go. I got work. It's calling me now. I got to get out of where I'm at. And go get...
We'll talk later. Love you, honey. Lots of love.
Love you. Hey, we need to talk on, like, Discord, okay?
Yeah, we'll talk later. Get at me.
All right. Laters.
Bye, sweetie.